that as coaches you need to identify yourself about what your principles are. Initially about how you set your team up to play, and then how you view contact. Is it an opportunity to promote the ball out of the contact as an offload off the floor, and how much time you then spend worrying about how you deal with the threats who are targeting the ball. We're lucky enough to take away stats and details from our games about the number of rucks we have, how many people we put in rucks and things like that. And we look at and identify, is it about keeping ball, or is it actually about creating continuity and tempo to your attack so you can put other teams under pressure? And if you look at the really stark example of the last two games that we've played against Newcastle, the first game we were able to generate tempo and continuity into the game, whereas the second game we weren't able to do that. And predominantly that was because of our inability at the contact point to generate quick ball. It also dictates how many players you have to attack with the football. So in the first Newcastle game as an example, we had 62 rucks, but 16 of those rucks we put a ball carrier +4 or a ball carrier +5 support players into that contact point. So that gave us left on our feet, if you include the scrum half, 8 or 9 players to attack with against a team who predominantly put 2 players into the contact. So there's 13 defenders on the feet and 8 attackers. So there's already an overload of defenders against attackers. So the importance of what principles you apply, and I'll show you some video of international teams as much as they can identifying a principle of 2 men to the contact in attack and defence, and as many players you can have on your feet to play with is important. So certain teams, Newcastle, take pride in keeping the ball. Other teams want to create continuity. Against Newcastle in the first game, there was 62 rucks, which I've already said. We also only made 91 passes. If you look at our pass to ruck ratio for a team that likes to play ball in hand, there's a lot of contact points. All right, so it's really important that you get those techniques right, even with an attacking mentality, because that dictates how you can play. I encourage you as coaches to utilise every opportunity to develop footwork in players. So that's through warm-ups, through small-sided games, every opportunity to develop that ability to win collision. Now some players do it in different ways, and you can develop the fend, or you can use your power and size. But another way is to use your footwork and just unbalance a defender so you can win that collision and come out the other side and get your hips and shoulders through. So that's a key principle for us. The second principle then would be, as you can see, we want to finish the far side of the tackle to win the collision, to get beyond the tackle line, which allows us then to dominate and move quickly on the floor. So the groundwork principles and a theme that runs throughout our training is about speed of movement. So in summary, we can talk about playing pretty football, but you've got to win the game line, you've got to win the tackle line, you've got to get beyond that. If you play side to side, you get put under pressure, teams come and get you. So you've got to win that. You can do it in various ways, but we promote footwork. As a support player, you've got to win the race. You've got to beat the defence to the ball carrier to allow him to offload, to get in good position so you can continue attack, you can build continuity. But you've got to win that race, so it's about speed and reacting and changing your support line to get to the ball carrier. And as I've already said, when you're there, you've got to be lower than the opposition. It's as simple as that. You've got to be lower. And from that low position, you win the space, that golden yard beyond the ball that allows the scrum half or the first arriving player to clear the possession.